So many movies. So many movies that I own. I have Netflix, and I have on demand. I love Netflix. Oh, I love Netflix. Chief reason of all, they brought Blockbuster to its knees. Rot in hell, Blockbuster. Rot in hell. Rot in hell, Blockbuster. With your outrageous late fees, your surly sales staff, and your criminally loose definition of new releases. Why is this a new release? Because it's in color? It's Braveheart, goddammit. I didn't even know Mel Gibson hated Jews when this movie came out. Hate Blockbuster. Love to see a Blockbuster that went out of business. It warms my heart. I drive by. You can always tell which store used to be a Blockbuster because it's empty and they've taken the sign down, but it still spells out Blockbuster in filth. They didn't save enough money to power wash the grime that was behind the sign, so it still says, and it's so appropriate. Ugh, rotten hell. First of all, how did they go out of business with my $60,000 in late fees? Would you gamble it away? I hate them. They were such hypocrites. They wouldn't rent you porn, but they would rape you with late fees. They had no problem sodomizing you with late fees. I can remember bringing in a movie and just being like so embarrassed, like, it's been a while, what do I owe you? And the little jerk, he was like, oh no, that's all set. It's like, really? Yeah, keep it. Some sort of amnesty declared or something like that? You want me to keep this? Oh yeah, we already charged $88 to your Visa. You own New Jack City for the rest of your life. Yeah. A movie that you couldn't bring yourself to watch in 6 weeks. Every time you move, you're gonna have to pack up, and that'll be a reminder as to what an irresponsible loser you are. Yeah, you own New Jack City on VHS for the rest of your life. I feel that it was the red envelope that is Netflix that brought Blockbuster to its knees. Netflix I love, but only instant. I don't really want the discs in the envelope anymore. I don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't want to go all the way to the mailbox, open up an envelope, take a disc out of the sleeve, open up my DVD player, put the disc in there, change the source on the TV. What am I, a migrant farm worker? I didn't come here to pick peaches. I just want to watch Total Recall. I am a Jewish guy. We got a bad holiday, though. We got Hanukkah, which was sort of our answer to Christmas. We were getting killed by Christmas in the gift-giving winter holiday department. So I think the guys down at Jewish headquarters, the boys in marketing were like, we have got to do something. We're getting killed by Christmas. So they went to the rabbis, the research and development people, and they said, gentlemen, is there any holiday in December that we could turn into a gift-giving holiday? And the rabbis, scratched their beards, and they said, well, there's Hanukkah. And they were like, Hanukkah? How do you spell that? They're like, if I know. And there's Hanukkah. A lot of times that's in December. Sometimes it's in June, but most of the times it's in December, and you could turn that into a gift-giving holiday. Well, what is Hanukkah? What is the basis of Hanukkah? They said, well, basically, some oil that was only supposed to last for 2 days lasted for 8 days. Oh, that's a holiday. Pretty much, if you think of that in modern day terms, that's the equivalent of starting a holiday because you drove around your car on empty for 10 miles. Remember that time we were on E for 10 miles? Yeah, December 10th. Every year we celebrate it. And then came Hanukkah. That's where Hanukkah. And they were like, well, man, we got to beat out Christmas. There's 1 day of Christmas. I think that's how we can do it. We'll do 8 days. How are they going to top 8 days of Christmas? And that's how we'll beat them. And then the Christmas people, they were very competitive. They were, oh, really? 8 days of Hanukkah? You, 12 days of Christmas. Including a horrible Christmas carol to go along with the 12 days of Christmas. in which some guy gives a woman birds every day for like 9 out of the 12 days. 6 geese a laying, really? That's a nice gift? It's fine now, but when those geese start a hatching, it's gonna be hell to pay. 12 days, that's no Jewish woman who's getting all those birds. She'd send them right back. You better come with 5 more gold rings before you give me another bird. Christmas is a good holiday. You can't beat it with Santa and the wreath and the tree, the toys. It's hard to beat as Hanukkah. I mean, you got the songs. We have one song, Dreidel, Dreidel, Dreidel. You can't carol with Dreidel, Dreidel, Dreidel. You're not going to get very far on that. An ode to a spinning top. That's our big Hanukkah carol. Dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. Right there, that's a lie. No Jewish mother would ever allow clay in the house. Bad for the carpet. Oh my gosh, Hanukkah. But the Christmas carols are fantastic. You get jingle bells, jingle all the way. Absolutely, if you're gonna jingle, jingle all the way. Don't half-ass it. A lot of people, they dabble in the jingling. They jingle half the way. You jingle all the way, and you make some memories. Because let me tell you something, riding a one-horse open sleigh, what fun. What fun. One horse, don't go with the 2 horses. It goes too fast, you get nauseous. 1-horse open sleigh. And go with the open sleigh. Treat yourself, go with the convertible. It's Christmas and you deserve it. And then what drives me crazy is that they say they didn't even like the song. They're like, I didn't even like Ice Ice Baby. I didn't like Ice Ice Baby. What? Liars! Of course you liked Ice Ice Baby. Everybody loved that song. And I contend that they still love that song. I bet you when they're alone in their car, to this day, when they're rolling in their 5.0, with the rag top down so their hair can blow, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they hear, dung, 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 dung. They turn up the volume and pray it's not Bowie's Under Pressure. I had a great time tonight. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. And you should change your oil every 3,000 miles. Otherwise, change it every 6,000, 12,000, and you will save money and time. Time? They changed my oil in a jiffy. No argument here. They do change your oil in a jiffy. Then they take the rest of the afternoon to print out your receipt using the oldest printer on the planet. That dot matrix Commodore 64. And then that kid has to slowly, with his filthy, filthy hands, he has to remove the sides, painstakingly tear off the holy sides. I'm like, no, just leave them on there. I'm going to put it into my 45-ring binder. You're wasting my time. Ever been there when he runs out of paper? That happened to me once, and all of a sudden he got this look on his face. I was like, what's wrong? He says, well, it's just I ran out of paper. So? Well, it's just, I have to go back in time. They don't make that anymore. So I'm a Jewish man. Not very religious. I believe in God. Not a fan. And I don't know how we are, why we are so dedicated to this God who is clearly trying to get rid of us. Honestly, I really believe that Judaism, we are the most dedicated group to God that I feel safe mocking. I just don't know how we're so dedicated. Every 75 pages of the Old Testament were nearly wiped out. The Old Testament, which is like a compilation of Jewish suffering. The Old Testament is our Bible. The New Testament, tremendous sequel. Which is unusual because usually when you add a new character late in a series, it goes off the rails. But Christianity, without a doubt, the most successful spin-off in entertainment history. I like to call Jesus the Frasier of Nazareth. Versus the Old Testament, we get our asses kicked so frequently. That book should be called He's Just Not That Into You. Which is a good book. He's Just Not That Into You is an excellent book, more practical than the Bible. The Bible will tell you how many goats you owe your neighbor for stealing his wheat, but He's Just Not That Into You gives you practical advice. Like, if he doesn't text you back the same day you text him, he's just not that into you. If he asks you out for Saturday on Saturday, not that into you. This one's kind of obscure. If he enslaves you in Egypt for 400 years and then delivers you to the only strip of land in the Middle East without an oil well beneath it, not that into you. Not into you. It's clear Yahweh wants to see other peoples.